Hey everybody, JB back with you once again, and welcome to Let's Play JBLP1. We are on level 108, Sisyphus, which is all about pushing blocks. Let's get started. I'm not to remember the exact sequence here, but I think it's something like this. And then we position a block down like that. And I've already messed up because I can't get over there. Good stuff. Alright, let's try this then. There we go. That's a little better. So this was my attempt at making a one-block Sokoban level for this set. I don't remember when this was added. I know it was after the JL1 era for sure, but I don't remember exactly when it was. Alright, so we need to push that there. And then I'm going to do that and then make another trip. Thankfully this... Oh, I forgot to push that block left first. Thankfully this isn't too hard, I say right as I completely screwed up. But you just gotta mind this block arrangement here. And I think there's maybe an easier way to handle it than how I'm doing it. So yeah, this is a block level. I think you can get it such that there's room up there. Like the way I did the starting arrangement is probably not very optimal. Okay, so let's push that first. And then we'll do this. There we go. Use the nearby block to destroy the bomb guarding exit. Simple, right? Yeah, not very simple because we can't take it backward. We can, however, get a preview of this area, which is where we're going to eventually take the block. In fact, I'm pretty sure you can go around most of the level, which is, if I recall, an intentional design choice. This was definitely back when I was in my super open design phase. So we got some bombs here, a cloner, this little bridge thing. I like the way this looks. I wanted to make it look like a platform. And then we got this fire area up here, as well as an ice area on this side with some ice slide shenaniganry going on there. Alright, so now we've returned back to this spot and we can start the journey. So, the thing that I was really happy with in this level was that you kind of have these situations where it looks like you should be able to just take a shortcut, but you really can't. And I don't know why, but I really find that fun. Like here, if that ice tile wasn't there, I would be able to turn the block around. And that was a mistake. I am really not with it today, am I? I'm actually about to go on vacation here, so I'm recording a bunch of videos in advance, and I'm probably just a little on edge about that, so hopefully we can make some good progress today. I've been trying to make another level for Walls of CC1. I made one, when was it? I think it was like over the weekend, this past week, which brought the total to 39 now. But I really wanted to get to 40 before I skipped town. Alright, so we won't worry about going backtracking. We'll just go ahead and start the puzzle here. It would be nice to get to an even 40, but oh well. If it doesn't happen tonight, then that's alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and push this bad boy over here. The good news about this level is that you can foresee anything that's coming up. I think if there's one thing I would do differently if I remade this now, it's making some slightly more exciting things happen during the beginning. Because a lot of the like monster dodging doesn't happen until the very end, and that's a little bit problematic, you know, if you're not a big dodging person. So what you have to figure out here is that you can't actually push the block anywhere to the right here until you get the fire boots, and you need to push the block over there to get the fire boots. So I'm going to go ahead and do that fast here by turning it around up this way. Alrighty, and then I've also put these walls in place just so you can't block slap your way to some of these spots and links. There we go. Finally got some sound in here. Alright, so now we can finally go down this way. And so the goal in this room is that we want to get the block over there. So to do that, I'm going to push it there. And then, I'm going to try to remember how we did this. I think we had to make kind of a bit of a weave here. Yeah. There we go. I really like that little puzzle. I think that's a fun use of the space. Alright, so the return trip is a little trickier because you actually have to do a block slide in order to get down, since you can't really retrace your steps up this left wall. So you gotta do that. And now we can go down here. Alright, so now we can go into the cloning area. And what you gotta figure out is you gotta eventually get the block down here. But you got to put it here in order to send some fireballs down this way. Otherwise, they're just going to go into the water or loop around in a way that doesn't really help you out very much. And I guess we got to put the block down there first, so let me do that. I forgot the order of operations. There we go. Oop. There's the key. So we got to clone 3 fireballs first. I also really liked the river that goes through the main, like, diagonal of the level. I think that's kind of fun as an aesthetic choice. This is a level I definitely have a soft spot in my heart for. It's not, like, if I looked at it really objectively now, I'm sure it's not really that good. But I like what it tries to do. Alright, I feel like we missed something. Oh no, we can go that way. You can definitely remove more bombs than the purely required number. And I kind of like that. You don't need to really destroy everything to get this to work. Alright, so we're finally going down here next. And I'm going to wait for Mr. Bug to make that round there. Okay, grab you. Wait. Oh, I see. Like, don't tell me I messed this up, but turns out it's just a simple matter of positioning this over this way. Because going over here is not a lethal mistake. In fact, you have to go into this room to beat this. Alright, so now we can get that. Make sure this is clear. Yep. And we can escape. So that's Sisyphus. As a one-block Sokoban level, I think it's pretty fun. I feel like the most interesting block in the world from Walls of CCLB1 as a second take on the concept was a little more interesting. But as a start to it, I think this was a good starting point. Alright, Shemazel. For this race, your sheepdog will meet you at the end. Not all the chips are required. So a lot of people don't know what the... that's a real wall. A lot of people don't know what the title of this level is a reference to. It's a... Wow. That was really sad. It's a reference to an event that, like a race event in New Zealand, where people and their sheepdogs go through like an obstacle course. And I originally saw it in a season of The Amazing Race, the reality TV competition show, where they went through New Zealand and they participated in this thing. And I totally panicked there. And so after I saw it, I thought to myself, wouldn't it be interesting if there was a CC level where you had this teeth that represented the sheepdog, but you don't actually use it until the very end. And I mainly did that as an out, so you didn't have to really worry about guiding the teeth through a timed level. Although that would be an interesting concept. I bet that would be really tough to pull off well. And I kind of just wanted to capture the rush of going through an obstacle course at breakneck speed. So like the idea of guiding like a monster through the obstacle course would kind of put a damper on that sense of momentum. So here's the teeth. And of course, we just need to get it into the trap button here. There used to be blobs in the original version of this level, but when this made it into CCLP4, which I was kind of surprised it did, I replaced them with bugs and stuff, so it wouldn't be possible to exploit that. So a few things about the challenges here. A lot of them in the first section were inspired by Andrew Menzies levels. Like the first one was based on Maze Maker, I think was the name of it, from Pit of 100 Tiles, which was a walker thing. And then there was Corral, which was the blob section. I don't know about some of the other ones. I can't think off the top of my head if they were really based on anything. But overall, I thought this was fun. It's not the most mind-blowing level ever or anything, but it's a good time. I also like the sense of like escalating room sizes, especially at the very end. So I think the layout of it is kind of fun on that level. Okay, Flick. Kind of a weird title since you're not really flicking things. Although I guess you could with these thin walls, but it's not really a part of the overall point of the level. So the premise of this is that you got to make sure that the fireball can go through and toggle these things such that a monster can go through these. And you can basically do something like that to see how things turn out. In fact, I wonder if it's possible to try that without a whole lot of intervention. Since the level's untimed, I haven't really done that. So wait, where are you? Okay, you're going up there. Okay. I think we could make that work. Let me give it a shot. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's one key down. So now we got two more. I don't know if we can get this one. Doesn't look like it. So 2 and then a break of 3 and then 2 more. Alright. That ought to be possible somehow. Okay, right here. That's how you do it. So let's put this there. There we go. I don't know if this one in the middle is possible as it stands. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Oh! Hey, I was wrong. Okay. Always nice to be surprised in that kind of way. So that's Flick. This is more of a proof of concept than anything else. I really liked the idea, so I thought, why not make a level out of it? And I want to say this existed back in the JL1 era, but it might have been harder, if I remember correctly. I could be misremembering, but there may have been 4 keys to get instead of only 3. Maybe not, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't changed at all. But I distinctly remember just having the idea and thinking, I'll just throw a level together for it. I kind of want to see if it's possible to revisit this concept in a more interesting way, so I don't know what you could really do with it, though. Alright, Chasing Shadows. So this was my attempt at making like a jumping swarm themed level. You can even see like a little thin corridor up there. But instead of walkers, you have teeth coming out of that cloner right there. And invisible walls that make things even more dangerous, too. Although those aren't quite as plentiful as the floor. The other thing that you can do is you can lead the teeth to the traps over here, which helps a bit. And there's one chip missing. Where's that? You know what's interesting? I don't remember who brought this up. Maybe Josh. But it's been funny to see how like appearing walls have been not objectified. What's the word? Like the right word to use for this? But maybe that is the right word. But basically translated into a real world concept. Like here I use the term shadows, although I may have been thinking of the teeth as well when I came up with that. But I've seen smoke being used as another kind of real world corollary for invisible walls, which I think is a good comparison. I think that's pretty neat. So that's Chasing Shadows. It's not a great level. It's mainly one I added during the CCLP1 era just to make the set a little bit more action heavy and more open, because I really wanted to include a lot of open levels to reference the original game more. Alright, time for a level that existed during the JL1 period, Chains. I couldn't really come up with a good name for this level, and so I just went with that. This is essentially an item swapper. There's really not much to it other than it's an item swapper. And it's kind of a non-linear one in the sense that you can do a lot of this stuff pretty out of order, or like in any order you want, rather. And I feel like that was not the way, or at the very least that's gonna... Wait a minute, we could do this. I think that's how you get out of this little predicament. There you go. Because you need all these blocks for bridging to some chips in the middle area, which I think is the main reason why this level never really did well in any voting. Like, it's been in CCLP3 voting, and CCLP1 voting, and I think even CCLP4 voting. I'll have to go back and look. But it's never really done too well, and I think that's the reason, because you're dealing with a premise that's kind of repetitive in nature. Like, I like the idea of this system of areas, these cells that you go through. But a big part of why this doesn't work, in my opinion, is that it's very repetitive. Like, you're doing the exact same thing on this side that you do on the other side. Like, I'm even able to do this exact trick with the bugs, or with the paramesa I did with the bugs. And it's kind of like, okay, I mean, it's fine. It's just... It's kind of like a been there, done that kind of thing, I guess. Okay, we can finally get these suction boots now. I still need to change the toggles around, so let's take care of that real fast. This is also one of the levels in the set that I didn't quite optimize, mainly just because it's very open-ended, and that was a little bit intimidating, not gonna lie. Alright, I need to get the, whoa, I almost fell for that. I need to get the skates as well. Let me go ahead and do that. Oh wait, I have the skates. Where did I get them? I don't remember now. You know what? It doesn't matter. The important thing is, we got them. Alright, so now I'm going to start pushing some stuff. Let's go... Okay, yeah, you do need to go through all of these. I thought you had to pick and choose, but I'm misremembering. You gotta open every door and push every block through every possible entrance, because those are fake walls, not real ones. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to concentrate, so the commentary might be a little sparse here. I don't want to die to one of these monsters right before the end. Okay, let's go up here. Gotta go one more. Oh, hey. Make sure we grab that. I guess you could also go through the teleport. I didn't really use that very much here, if at all. No! No! That was not what I needed. No. That is not what I needed. Ugh. That's a big blow. I don't have words for that. I'll try to do this a little faster, but I'm worried. I'm worried that stuff like that's going to happen. Anyway, let me try to get my mind off something else so I don't think too hard about this, because I feel like that's part of my problem with these things. So I'm about to go on vacation, and I gotta say, it feels nice to get some time off. Like, it's been a crazy last few weeks in general. Like, it's just, there's been so much going on at work and in the world and everything, and it'll just be nice to just relax for a little bit. I'm looking forward to it, honestly. I'm kind of sad on one hand, though, because I'm having to put off some CCLP5 stuff until I get back, which I kind of feel bad about that. But it'll be waiting for me when I get back, so hopefully I can get on that as soon as I get back home. Oh wait, this goes right wall. Whoops. We'll just do that. I imagine that it moved like a bug instead of a paramecium, which is totally not the way that works. Alright. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and just open these, and I totally forgot I don't have the skates yet, which is a bit of a thing to watch out for. Okay, that's one block down. Yeah, if I remade this today, I'd definitely avoid putting the blocks in, or at the very least, I'd put them in a way where you didn't have to push them that far to actually get the stuff done that you need to bridge to. Okay, we'll put that there. There we go. Now we can finally get these fire boots. Yikes. Alright, so now we just have these two left, for blocks at least. And here is this area. I need to get the green key up here. There it is. Where are the skates? I know they exist somewhere. They gotta be. Okay, I already opened the door. I just need to make sure that this gets pushed. Alright, so only one block remains. Whoa, I almost stepped one step too far there. Okay, there's that chip. There's that chip. Oh, it's over here. You can get both of these with the fire boots. I guess I just got it on autopilot last time and I didn't really think about it. So that's my bad. Alright, last of the blocks. Then I just need to get the ice room stuff. Alright, we'll take a shortcut. There we go. Oh, and there's a red key. Okay. Forgot we get a red key. And I guess it's on the other side. Yep. Whoa! Hi. Hi, Paramecia. Whoa! Hi, Fireball. Fireball. Eh. That was terrible. Alright, Chains. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this one. It's one of those things that I kind of designed mostly for the shape of it more than anything else. There aren't really any interesting challenges in this. So, yeah, it's what it is, I suppose. It's a decent level, but it's not, like, a good level, I don't think. So, anyway. Moving on to the right side. This is one of those levels that seems to have gotten some notoriety, like in a good way, I guess. So the premise of it is that you're supposed to get all these blocks off the buttons and end up on, you guessed it, the right side. So this is actually not an original Sokoban. It was based on an escape level called Beyond the Right Side. And it was by a designer named Lucas, I think, if I remember correctly. And I'm going to have to remember how to do this. So I think the key is doing what we just did here, where the block over here leaves this open until the very end. So now it's just a matter of making sure that this block on the left side, that's 2 spaces to my left, is also taken care of. So I think to do that, we need to get this pushed over that way. And then we just do this. There we go. Pretty simple. And now we can go to the exit. So yeah, I haven't really submitted that CCLP-wise just because it's not really an original Sokoban and there's nothing else in it. I mainly made it for the gimmick that you not only have to be on the right side, but the entire thing is on the right side of the level, which is kind of meant for a joke more than anything else. This was an extra level I threw in for the 149 level version of the set. So it's not really meant to be anything but filler. Alright, hip to be square. Was this a JL1 level? I want to say no. So this is one of those dodging levels that was purely made just for the effect of like seeing a bunch of monsters interlocking with each other. But they don't really pose that much of a challenge other than potentially panicking when you see, you know, them intersecting pathwise. This was kind of also inspired by Eric S1's Separation and Regrouping, which I think used to be called More Cloners, if I remember correctly. Oh wait, I can go in here. Get all these bad boys here. Yeah, my main issue with this level now is that the entire thing is really repetitive. It is a great example of this is the same thing 4 times. There's nothing particularly different about any of these rooms other than the fact that you're getting a different boot every time. So, yeah. I mean, the effect of this is pretty cool. It's just, it's not enough to be interesting all the time that you encounter it, I don't think. I'm hoping to make a really difficult monster dodging level for Walls of CC1. So this is kind of getting me in that hankering mood to make that level now. And I even know what template I'm going to use for it. It's just a matter of sitting down and doing it. One thing I do need to ensure is that it's relatively non-linear, just because I don't want it to be super frustrating to the point where you have to do a bunch of stuff just to get to a certain area. I think the other thing that makes this level difficult is, or at least difficult to enjoy, is that you're dealing with these streams that ultimately force you to go in these directions. Like, you have to travel this way to visit these rooms like this. And I think when I made this, I thought that was really clever, but it's kind of more annoying when you have to go back through an area like I just did. The other thing that this level was rather known for was that it was used in a time trial competition in CC Zone, and Pie Guy won that competition. This was way back in the day. He got the time here, 3:33, which it took me a while to find after the fact. But it was a fun test, and I wonder what it would be like now to use Super CC to try to pull that off. I'd have to take a look at that. Alright, we've got Bluetooth, which is a CCLP4 level. Now, I don't remember if the CCLP4 level had these gravel things. I don't think it did. I think these were just more blue walls. But I had this design aesthetic thing. So I started with the title of the level, Bluetooth, which was a part of the level title bank. But then I decided to make this thing where there were these cross or plus-shaped features in each part of the level. And they were meant to serve as a contrast to the primary feature of the level. So in this case, we've got ice against blue walls. In the next section, we've got water against ice. And then in the third section, we've got blue walls against water. So they kind of have like a rock, paper, scissors sort of thing going on there. And I thought it was kind of a cool idea. It was more just to see, how can I use all these variable elements, like, how can I use all these elements in different varying ways? Interestingly enough, Jeffrey's take on this layout in Walls of CCLP4 retained this blue wall maze, which I thought was really cool. I've always kind of had a soft spot for blue wall mazes that feature ice. There's just something kind of fun about that. So now we get to the actual ice room, so we get water here to make a lot of the maze layout. And I intentionally avoided using water there since that wasn't a plus sign kind of thing. So yeah, this was one of those levels that, it's not like it's the most challenging thing, but it was made mainly for the aesthetics than anything else. I think this was a part of the set during its 100 level version. It definitely did not exist in JL1. And then this area is just basically a big stream of gliders to dodge here. And that's all the chips. So now we get these skates, and then we can get these keys. So this area here, these first few sections, have kind of more of like a, I don't know what to call this, like a fat plus sign. I guess this whole floor area here in the first room is a plus sign. And then these two rooms down here kind of mimic the socket area. But once you hit this, then the teeth escapes, and then you can run to the exit. So that's Bluetooth. It's a level. It's fun. It's mainly made for the look more than anything else. Nowadays, I feel like I've discovered more things you could do with the blue elements than just this. It's kind of funny that I played this now just because I recently made a blue-themed level for this color palette competition, so kind of a fun jaunt down memory lane. Alright. Do I want to do another one or two? Let's continue on for now. Escape from the Pupil. So this is yet another level that was based on a jetpack level. And this was an interesting one to work on. Mainly just because you've got this fireball, and kind of the premise of this is that you don't want to disturb the path of the fireball, which I just did there, and now it's dead. Alright, let's not do that anymore. So all these walls are fake, as far as I know. So what you want to avoid doing is interrupting it too much, because you need that to be toggling for the very end. Okay, I'll get the fire boots here in a minute. Okay, so in this case, I actually do have to interrupt the fireball pattern, but we can do that pretty easily that way. And I might need to do it again here. There we go. Okay. So now, let's continue onward here. The other thing you can do is you can kind of get a thing going like that, even though that kind of slows down the pace of the presses a bit. Okay. Hopefully we have not made any mistakes yet. I don't think we have. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so let's go out here. Get that key. Okay, so that's where the exit is. Okay, I need to get in there somehow. Let's sacrifice this wall. That should be enough. Yeah, that's fine. I really like the idea of this, but I feel like it gets a little repetitive after a while. It's kind of what I'm noticing about a lot of these levels is the concepts aren't terrible, but I think it was easy to deceive myself into thinking that they were reasonable because they were sized a certain way, which is not necessarily the case. Something can be small, but if you do something enough times in it, it could feel a little bit long in the tooth, so to speak, after a while. Okay, so now we can get this. I'm trying not to free that teeth. I know you can free the teeth and just drown it, but I kind of don't want to risk anything too big here at this point. Alright, so at this point we can exit. I just need to get these blocks to their final destination, if you will. Okay. Oh, and the teeth doesn't... You can't drown it. Never mind. You actually need it for the ending. Unless you could use the fireball. Which you might be able to actually do, now that I think about it. Can you do that? Maybe you could if you saved some stuff over here, but I'm not going to really risk that. Let's just get Mr. Teethy out of here. There we go. So that's Escape from the Pupil. It's one of those levels from JL1 that was definitely made in the that era where I was really obsessed with monster manipulation. It's... yeah, it's not really... It doesn't really have much interesting other than the aesthetic, which is not even original. So it's kind of hard for me to really stand behind this one. The item swapping is pretty dull, I think. It's not particularly great. But I do like what it tried. That's why I keep coming back to it. It's like, I feel like I like what these things tried to do. And of course I'll say that because I designed them, so I have a little bit of bias on that front. But I can at least see the seeds of an idea that may have been iterated upon in the future. And in this case, I feel like I've made better monster manipulation levels since. Alright, what's coming up next? Ethical cloning? This is another dodging level. I want to say this was one of the final levels added to the 149 level version of JBLP1. And this was very much a ripoff of Andrew Menzies' The Green Virus from Pit of 100 Tiles. Down to the fact that there's a cloning or a toggling mechanism that temporarily allows walkers to die, so you get a bit of a respite. I feel like this idea was better implemented in Andrew's level than this one. I kind of just wanted to make like a chaotic walker level and call it a day. And I feel like we had a few of these back in the CCLB1 era. We had that one that Rock made called Quantum. I don't know if anyone remembers that one, but I think I covered it in my Let's Play of Rock's first set. This was probably also somewhat inspired by that, too. Ooh, that's a tight situation there. And I don't remember, are there extras? I don't know if there's extras. Yeah, I didn't know if anyone bounced back, so I waited. That's, again, it's one of those things that's so repetitive that it's kind of hard for me to really enjoy it now. Like, once you see what the premise is, it's just basically go around and collect all the chips, and the layout is very similar from side to side, so it's like, eh. It is what it is. Alright, non sequitur. I think we'll stop here for now. What's after this one? Spin cycle? Yeah, we'll stop here at this point. The next two levels are JL1 originals, so I think I've got a lot more to say about them, but we'll save that for next time. So, this is the last video I'm probably going to record for like a week or so. So, I'll be back next week once I'm back from vacation. At this point, I'm going to just upload videos in advance and make them appear on the days they're supposed to. I normally don't like doing that just because it's a lot of stuff all at once, but I'm going to do it to make sure that the channel is covered while I'm out. So, until then, next week, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you in the next video.